Howdy, everybody, and welcome to Random Rhapsody's Æther-Shanties. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master for the SAGAS campaign. And joining me around my virtual table tonight are Alyssa, Joe, KOINES, Nico, and Nobody. Say hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Yo.
So proud of them. Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with a word from our sponsor for this campaign, SAGAS. SAGAS stands for Setting and Genre Agnostic System, and it was created by OKSRPGs. It's a universal rules-light TTRPG designed to help you easily tell your story in any world imaginable. When building your character, you can choose from over 100 unique features or use the guidelines to quickly make your own unique abilities. SAGAS promotes helping allies over helping yourself and encourages teamwork to succeed in challenges. Using the smooth and fast combat rules, you can describe epic team combos that you can use in combat to take down your foes. The game uses a check-based rolls under resolution system, which is very unique to most TTRPGs. Your character features can change the size of the dice you roll, and your allies can help you by giving you more dice, improving your chances for the lowest possible number. Now, there's a free 35-page SAGAS playtest available on DriveThruRPG, and the Kickstarter for the game has been funded. You can check out the link in the chat and show descriptions. This week, Curse of Strahd is actually going to be, we're not going to be doing that game this week. We will be out of town. So no game on Wednesday, but Thursday we are back with another episode of the Loroupa Tales, a Tyranny of Dragons campaign. Things are getting pretty intense, and the team is about to hit the chapel there in the city. Can't wait to see what they find. Now, that game is this Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV, on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody, on Blue Sky as Random Rhapsody, and on TikTok as Random Rhapsody_TV. And that's it. That's our announcements. So join us as we return to the multiverse around Loroupa and join the crew of the Wayfinder and their Æther-Shanties. And we're back. For this campaign, we offer up the Random Rhapsody coin to whoever gives a recap for our previous session. If I do the recap, I get that coin, and I get to use it in all manner of ways to hinder their progress through the multiverse. And I doubt anyone really wants me to have that. So with that in mind, does anybody want to do the recap this week?
I'll go ahead and give it a shot.
Okay, well, in that case, nobody, or Skarn, I should say, tell us what happened last time on Æther-Shanties.
Okay, well, I mean, a while back we got our cargo and we're heading back to the Rock. It's not that big a deal. It's just space travel. And so all sorts of stuff is going on the ship, and we're trying to learn stuff and practice things and, like learn how to run the ship and read a book or whatever. But honestly, at the same time, it's like we're in space. Who has time to sit around and read a book, right? I mean, there's so many more things to pay attention to. But it turns out that that's very literally true because we got attacked by pirates. We tried a maneuver where we hit the brakes and we were hoping they would just shoot past us and not be able to compensate, but it didn't work super well. And then they were just kind of shooting us a lot, and it was bad. And we did get a couple shots in again at the end there, but not really very much. We're in a pretty bad way right now.
Yeah, that is true. And Skarn is stuck on the inside the cabin, connected to the throne or the captain's chair, as you would. So, I mean, it's been kind of rough out there.
Is the only one fighting back right now because Doc and Dreezy are putting out fires.
Yeah, there is that
Lark
too.
is driving the ship, and so it's just Zolos on his little lonesome out there.
Zolos
and we got the crew members.
And your crew as well, Bertarelli and Lujim. Absolutely. Well, there you go, Skarn. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It's only going to last this session. Well, Wayfinder crew. Let's get into it. As Skarn said, you are currently out of Aether space in regular space and being attacked by pirates. The area of space that you're currently in is pretty much empty and devoid of light or life. There's stars off in the distance, but you don't really see a whole hell of a lot around you. No asteroids, no planets, no real anything. Just that other ship that glows kind of faintly out in the distance. It's not very far away from your ship. It's moving in fast. It had kind of done a big old 180 and is currently flying towards you at high speed.
Oh, right. And they also had some sort of gun with explosives on it, and it's really scary.
That's true. They do. You are locked in spatial combat with a pirate vessel that is seriously loaded for bear. The ship in question is a nautical-looking frigate with large sails and fins, somewhat similar to your own vessel, though distinct in some ways. That, the cannon in the front of the ship being a prime example of that. And it's been taking shots at you since coming out of the ether current, so you might want to deal with that somehow. But like you said, Dr. Bloom and Dreezy are down on the midship, putting out fires and trying to repair the engine. A big chunk has been taken out of the side of your ship, and you can actually see space out from the middle of your ship. That's not great either. So that's kind of where we stand, Wayfinder. Let's pick things up at the top of turn order. Skarn, you are currently in the cabin of the ship with Lark and with Aravast as well. Aravast has been kind of clinging to the captain's chair. He's helped you out a little bit as far as translating what the radar on the back of the ship has been saying and stuff like that. And since being hit, he's been kind of yelling, in terror. So, yeah. You are connected to the ship. You are wearing the control crown on your head and keeping the ship's engines moving, which is pretty freaking important right now. So, with that in mind, you're up at the top of the turn order. What are your orders?
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Did not anticipate going first after all that. Yeah, truthfully, I don't see a whole lot that I can do here. Since I'm stuck inside, nothing I have has any kind of real range except illusions, and we tried that and it didn't work.
Do you happen to make these frustrations, say them out loud?
Not this measured, but Skarn is definitely panicking a lot, yes.
Okay, so how does that look? You're in the captain's chair and you're just hyperventilating?
Yeah, very much. Okay. All right. I don't have. All right. So I could make like a block for them to fly into of ice, but I can't shoot it far enough to get out of the ship's gravity well. They didn't even. I don't think they even saw the bomb thing that I made. I got. Oh boy.
The old man screaming in terror as well. He's like, What do you need? What do we need to do? We must do something."
I have a crazy idea if someone can take over driving the ship.
I'm not as good as you, but I'm right here, so I'll do my best.
Can you drive and wear the crown?
Technically, the cables connecting the crown to the throne does reach far enough that you can
Perfect.
hold on to the wheel as well.
Oh boy. All right, let's yeah. This is a crazy idea. And okay, it's your turn though, so other than taking over the driving.
Yeah, I suppose. Do I need to postpone my turn or something if I'm going to be taking over the driving, or?
Oh, wait a minute, I'm muted. So it looks like Lark is at the very bottom of turn order. They are last in initiative, so I mean, you could either do something and then go over there, or you can hold your turn and wait for her to give you the wheel. It's up to you.
Okay. This probably won't do much. But it's worth a try. I might as well do something here. So I'm going to try to make an illusion again. This time, rather than setting up like a bomb or whatever, I'm going to try to create a visual effect. Something that would be concerning to the pirates, like a sparking on the ship's hull that makes it maybe seem like we're going to explode.
Okay, interesting. So you go up to Lark at the wheel, look out on the side of the ship. You can see where the damage is, and one of the propeller banks is kind of smoking right now. And so seeing that, you conjure up your illusions. Give me a check for this. Give me an illusion check real quick. This is how well you can deceive the oncoming ship and hope that they actually can see the blinking and that sort of thing. You're going to be rolling a magic dice. If you have anything that helps with magic, let me know now. I think what you're aiming for here, because they're both big ships. They're kind of far away. They're obviously going to be getting closer when they're able to see that. So let's call this a 4. You're aiming for a 4.
All right. I'm gonna be using
What's that?
That would be an 8. That is the worst I could possibly roll.
That is an 8. I will remind you do get the random Rhapsody coin. It's up to you if you want to save it.
It's up to you.
Yeah, you're
I
cutting
would
out.
almost think like. Oh, I am.
No,
Oh,
Skarn was.
I would say it's up to you, but I think if you're gonna.
Sorry, yeah, that happens every single time I click over into Roll20. I don't know why.
I think if you're gonna be taking driving from Lark, we might need a reroll on that.
Yes, that is my thought, since I don't have the specialty in driving. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
This is just a cheap trick. It's fine if it doesn't work.
Okay, you made your illusion. It is there, but based on your rolls, the pirate ship is not going to notice. Okay.
And I guess I'm just standing ready.
Yep, you go walk over to Lark, ready to take over. Zolos, you're up next.
So are our ships facing each other from the looks of it?
Yes, they currently are facing one another. You were going one way, it kind of came around and then turned and is now coming back towards you. The way they're angling, it looks like they're trying to like go along your side and possibly take more shots with that cannon.
What's the... Okay, it's 3 zones for our ballista, so we're in range. They have sails just like ours, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least they appear to be of similar, like made of some kind of specialty cloth material.
Yes.
He would aim for those, because while the ship can move without them, the sails do greatly increase our ship's movements, right? At least he's smart enough to glean that from this type of ship. A sailing ship, most certainly, he's been on, and he may have set fire to 1 or 2 back home by mistake. Totally by mistake, everybody. So yeah, he'll fire kind of up into the sails to see if he can start putting some holes in them.
Okay.
What is it? A 10 for the?
Yep, you're using a D10 for the ballista, unless you have something that grants you better proficiency with it. You're aiming for a 4. It's a very heavily armored ship.
Well, I am shooting for the sails. Do those have a different?
No, it's all the same.
Okay.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Let's go!
That is a 1.
That is a nat 1. Well done. You aim your ballista. You're waiting for that moment. You can see the ship kind of rocking back and forth a little bit. You just wait for that moment. Fire. That ballista arrow goes soaring through the air. I'm going to say it cuts through the center sail of the ship quite cleanly. You see a split begin to grow wider and wider and wider along the sail of that ship, and it's kind of flapping a little bit. That is definitely a direct hit.
Perfect. He's gonna, I guess, what are our special crew's names again? I'm sorry.
Bertarelli and Lugim.
Yeah. She's like, Bertarelli, he goes, find some kind of sharp, jagged metal. I want you to see if you can affix it to the bottom of the next ballista. We're going to make bigger holes. So really, it's always going to be like I'm trying to think of the word. My kid has so many of these damn things. Like, just like a little charm that's going to like almost hang off the ballista. Just something sharp or jagged that if he shoots at that, it's going to make a big ripping hole if he can hit the thing the next time.
Yeah.
And so he's telling them, he's like, hey, find me something that we can affix to the next bolt. And that will be Zolos' turn.
You know, I don't think I ever put them in combat. Gave them their own
almost
initiative.
like
I think I've been using them just at the end of the turn.
In the Aether current, does it feel like as we're moving quickly, does it feel like there's wind, like actual wind or some kind of force?
Kind of, a little bit, yeah. There's definitely a sense of force similar to wind as you fly.
This is totally, purely just egotistical. I want his hair flowing behind him. You know, just looking fucking sexy, almost like Fabio on one of the covers of those romance novels. Maybe
I have one of those.
Like
maybe
For demonstration.
it's like maybe he's got his top button or something undone, you know, and it just looks really cinematic. If anybody, well, I know Bree can draw. Bree, if you want to watch this later, I think that's some fucking merch. That's a T-shirt right there.
Zolos hair in the wind with a ballista.
Maybe, you know what? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Carrie Fisher from the, is just like at his feet, just like staring up at him, majestically, like on the poster of the, Skarn.
I don't know about that, but maybe in that moment you're like envisioning Hish, the
tiefling there.
Yeah, the tiefling that you dropped off at the last port. Yeah, you're just envisioning that. Oh, it's all in your mind. Like there's no actual wind, there's no nothing. It's space.
Absolutely.
But in Zolos's mind, hair flowing back, Hish on his leg, 100% New Hope style. Yes.
If you guys can see just the absurdity that's in his head at all times, yeah.
Let's just play a whole RPG game based on psychosis, and then at the end you're like, it was all a dream.
I've played in games like that. I've played in a lot of games like that.
Wasn't there a Buffy episode like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Dude, was it the show Dallas? There was a show, like the entire thing at the end, like it was like, oh, it was all a dream, and it's like a trope in bad
on the Westfall.
Fucking fiction.
And that happened all the time in like soap operas and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for Zolos's turn.
Let's derail a session, maybe.
Let's go now to the pirate ship, because the pirate ship's coming at you. Here's the thing, because you did the damage to the sail, it's kind of off course a little bit. It's flying in your direction. I'm going to roll a d10 real quick. Okay. It was flying towards you, and it's kind of off a little bit as it's flying in your direction. You can see that cannon is turning towards you. So, Lark, I'm going to need you to make a roll to react. You are aiming for a 6 on this. As a pilot, you can use your pilot's skill.
Don't you roll a d6?
Hang on. Pilot is a d6, yes.
So it just succeeds, does it? Because she can't.
Nope. You still got to roll, but if you roll a 6, it's a failure.
Well, it would meet.
But the lowest number on the dice is automatically a failure, no matter what.
Swear to God, it's gonna end up being that now. It's just I can't go from a 1 and it not happen. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm putting it out there.
It's a 3, mother.
Yay!
Yes, you see the cannon starting to line up and aim towards you. The energy from the thing beginning to build. You spin the wheel, just as like Skarn's reaching out, thinking, "Oh, it's time to grab it." Boom! Suddenly the ship pitches. The energy blast from the cannon goes across the bow of the ship, missing completely. The ship flies ahead towards you, taking 2 spots of movement, 2 hexes of movement. This is going to be one more roll to react here. Good news is that you're still using your pilot speed. You got to roll a 5 or better. Nice.
Woo!
Heck yeah.
You see the nose of the ship coming towards you. You're moving, they're moving at the same time. The 2 ships pass one another, narrowly dodging the ship as it's coming towards you. In that moment, you can see, those of you who are on deck, which I believe is just Zolos, Skarn, and Lark, you can see from the cabin that there are people on the bridge of the ship. There's about 6 of them. And as your 2 ships pass, they launch hooks at your ship. But since you meet that 5, you're able to pull back, and the hooks go wide, flying past you, and do not latch on the ship.
Well, that's gotta be some kind of magic crap. As fast as we're going, if they hooked us, they'd just get ripped off the deck. Never mind, it's not the time for that.
But that's the end of that ship's turn. Dr. Bloom, you are downstairs in the lower level, and like from your perspective, looking out the hull of the ship, you can see the other ship above, like its hull and your hull going like this. So like you could reach out and touch it damn near. There's like maybe 5 feet between your ship's hull and their ship's hull. I believe the fire was put out, though, so that's good.
Yes. And I'm currently assisting Boomy with putting out whatever remaining fires are currently in the engine room.
Mm-hmm. So there, there's not a lot of fire left. There is still a little bit. The engines are damaged. If I'm remembering correctly, in the last episode, Boomy was like on a pipe trying to seal it closed, and it just managed to do that. So that's kind of the scene you're seeing as you step into the engine room. There are still fires going on, so you can absolutely go over with what your sand thing and try to put it out. Give me a firefighting check.
Firefighting check.
Let's see. We are aiming for a middle-of-the-road 5 here. Oh, there's also a floating advantage redeemed by Ashley N. So if anybody needs an advantage, there's one floating.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a 7, unfortunately. We're gonna hold on to that advantage.
Okay. You grab your bucket of sand going over to put out the fire, but you realize you've been putting out quite a bit of fire lately. You're out. So you kind of cast around looking for something else to retard the flames. Not able to find any right now, so you're kind of stuck there, but that's what's going on for you. Boomy, you're up next. You've repaired the pipe. The engine seems to be getting power again, but you got a whole lot of damage out here, so what are you doing?
I'm looking around for anything I can use to, bandage it up, quickly fix any of the damaged parts. And make sure everything's connected and running.
Okay. Give me an engineering check. This check is to find something that you can use to fix up the ship and the ship's engines, make sure everything's working, that sort of thing. So just give me that roll. If you have anything that helps with engineering, you can declare that now. You're aiming, I think, a 4.
Reading my repair ability, let's see. I can successfully repair an unpowered object and leave it in better condition than it was before. Lets me use a D8.
Well, I will say that this engine is kind of both powered and not powered. I'll allow you to use repair for this.
Okay. A 5. Ugh.
Oof. There is still that advantage floating.
As I said, did somebody use it? Good now.
I'll find. Yeah, you know what? I'll use it. Thanks. Who was it? Ashley.
Yep,
Thanks,
Ashley.
Rude.
Oof.
Well, that's not better.
Nope, not better, unfortunately. So you're unable to repair the engine at this point. Power isn't great on the ship. It is still moving, but the engines are definitely beginning to overheat between the flames and the disrepair. You estimate you got maybe 3 more rounds before things get really bad.
The engine's not gonna make it. We gotta find somewhere to escape and dock.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Get on
Okay.
the horn and tell Lark up in the cockpit. On the bridge.
I can do it. I can do that, yeah.
That's all I'm doing on my turn.
Okay. So, Lark, it is your turn. You're up in the command area, and you got Skarn there next to you, waiting for you to hand over the wheel.
Yeah, so I'm just going to look at it and be like, okay, and then I'm going to run to the door. With how the ships are now positioned, are one of our ballistas in a position to be able to shoot at them?
Yeah, the one on top of the cabin, the one next to the engines, is in a perfect angle that could hit it.
Cool. Then I climb up there. I kind of grab whatever the rope or harness or whatever, and I kind of just like wrap it around an arm to hold on to it. I shoot, and if anyone, like if Zolos can see Lark, he's gonna see that same intense focus look come onto her face, the same as when as when she was shooting zombies. And when I grab hold of the ballista, there's going to be this light starting to like glow from me and passing through my hands into the ballista and onto the actual projectile itself is going to start glowing as I empower it, and I'm going to shoot.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my, where is it? Energized projectile. So it's powered. It does extra damage on projectile attacks.
Go ahead and make your shot. You're aiming for a 4.
Oof, 4. Okay.
Does anybody want to try to help out Lark?
I mean, can I from down below?
No,
I mean, I guess Zolos would just, because I've got 2 effort. He would start shouting at them, aim for the sails. I already made 1 hole, make another. And just kind of like give her positive affirmations. He's
Okay.
Stuart Smalley up in this bitch. And he's trying to, he's looking into that mirror right now.
Okay.
He's good enough. Smart
Paying
enough.
2 effort to let Lark have a second dice.
And then the ballista is a D10, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And difficulty 4. Oh boy.
Unless you got something that helps you shoot.
Murderous rage.
It's pretty effective.
No, my fast reflexes only help with non-combat checks. Yeah, no, I haven't got anything. Okay. 8.
Oof. Yeah, even with advantage, you're aiming for that sail, but your empowered shot just kind of shoots right past the sail itself, missing it completely.
All right, well, that was my crazy idea.
That was your quasi idea.
Yep.
We are at Bertorelli's turn. At the bottom of turn order, Bertorelli and Lou Jeem are going to be making shots, trying to hit the pirate ship with a ballista. Well, it looks like only one of the two would be able to, based on where the ship is. So I will have Lou Jeem help Bertorelli. Try to give him advantage. Yeah, I rolled a 3 and a 4, so both that would definitely hit. Bertorelli aims, seeing your shot go wide, ignores the sails and aims for more the side of the ship itself. Fires, the ballista hits, smashes into the side armor of the ship, taking out a chunk of it, doing a point of damage. That's it for their turn. Skarn.
Do we know how much damage we've done to their ship?
Not a lot. I think we've hit them twice plus the sail now.
So like 3 damage on them?
Well, the sail one should have been 2 because it was, well, whatever, it's extra because it was a crit, but
Yeah.
Zolos hit it once or twice last session at the end.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
Do you want me to just tell you?
Yes, please.
You've hit,
Yes, please.
I'll
you've
scroll
done-
through if you need me to.
You've done 4 points of damage to it.
Okay.
4. Okay.
Okay.
It is an armored ship, but yes, you have done 4 points of damage to it so far. Skarn, you are at the top of the turn order. You are now in control of the helm. You still got the control crown on. You got Aravast looking at you from his hiding place next to the throne or the captain's chair, whatever you want to call it. What are you doing?
Okay, I can't look at Roll20 right now because if I tab over to Roll20, my audio will cut and I won't be able to hear y'all anymore for some reason. That keeps happening to me. So, without looking at Roll20, is there a way I can maneuver the ships so that we're, like, behind them, out of cannon range, but still able to shoot them?
You could absolutely try. So, here's the deal. You don't have enough movement to get fully around behind them. Like, going around and then turning. You have enough movement that you could at least get past them, away from them, so that your ships aren't, like, touching. You could do that. Your ship and its ship is kind of close together. This is going to be a piloting check.
All right, I will do my best.
Okay, make for me a piloting check. Do you have any training in piloting?
I have watched Lark do it a lot.
How much have you actually flew the ship? Have you done it at all?
I mean, they're the ones that helped me, like, helped with figuring out, like, what buttons did what before Eravast translated everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've messed around with the systems a lot. I've been in the cockpit while it's been flown a lot, but I think I've more been a battery than I've ever actually flown.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to penalize you and give you a D12. This is going to be a D10 check. You're trying to get away from the ship. Your most effective roll would be a... let's see here. Trying to get away from them and not hit the ship itself. I think if you roll a 4, you're going to get away from the ship completely. No issues. You don't touch them. I think with a 5, you're still able to get away, but you're going to take a point of damage from your ship scraping against the other ship. They'll take a point of damage too. If you roll a 6 or below, those grappling hooks are going to latch on and you're not going to be able to get away. So that's where we're at right here. You roll a 4, you get away completely, no issues. You roll a 5, you're taking some damage, but you're still getting away. You roll a 6 or below, you're getting boarded.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's see what the dice give us.
Dice gods.
Please, dice gods, please. Use the coin! Use the coin!
Use the coin.
Please.
Do we want me to use this for this, or would we rather me save it for dodging when they keep shooting at us?
Well, if we're getting boarded if you miss this, so I would say use it. That's my vote. I don't know what anybody else votes for.
That's worth a shot.
I see your point, but honestly, getting boarded might be our better maneuver. They can't shoot us while we're...
Up to you. It's your coin to do with as you please.
I leave it to y'all. I'm not going to make this executive call here.
That's the whole point of having. That's the whole point of having the coin. You have to.
Listen, I'm perfectly happy to get boarded, but if you don't want to, say the word.
I'm not there. I'm on the roof with the ballista. So.
Skarns by themselves. This is a Skarn decision.
Skarn split-second decision.
You using the coin and rolling again, or are you going with what you rolled?
It's a decision.
Oh no. How's everyone's combat? I guess that's a question.
It's really up to the dice god. Like we are.
They know they'll take us as live prisoners. They might just get rid of us.
Well, it looks like Skarn decided to use the coin, and it rolled a 2. Well done, Skarn. You pull it right out of your butt there. You spin the wheel, hit the thrust at the same time. The ship begins to spin a little bit, barely dodging the oncoming ship. You maneuver it in a way that kind of surprises the other ship. The people on the deck aren't able to like throw their grappling hooks anymore. Or they don't react in time, and your ship is able to get away. You are now 2 hexes down from them. They're going to have to do a turn if they want to fire that cannon again. But you're also going to have to turn if you want to get better ballista shots.
Okay, and then which direction is the rock? Is it east?
West. No, yes, you're right. East. Yes.
Okay.
So you're flying in that direction. This ship is flying in this direction. Yeah, that's about it. That's a pretty good turn for Skarn, I'd say. Zolos, you're up next.
Well,
I wish we had that coin when they start shooting at us.
I guess is his ballista, because he's on the lower ballista, is it able to swivel enough to get a shot on them with this from this?
I'm going to say that one of the two ballistas on the bow of the ship could hit it, not both of them.
Yeah, I would say he's going to go for that. He's going to fire on the ship.
Okay.
Doing the same thing, he's going to target the sails.
Targeting the sails, you're aiming for a 4.
That's a D10, and that's 4. Yeah, it's an 8.
That's an 8.
But I
That
get
is a
some
miss.
effort back.
You do.
You know, the ship's got 2 effort. What do we do with those? Can the ship encourage me?
No, the ship can't.
Oh.
Anyway, that's it for your turn, Zolos. The Barracuda is up next. That's the enemy ship. You don't know its name, but we do. Anyway, it's now moved you guys have all moved past and are flying away. All they can do is basically make their move to turn and reorient themselves. So they're going to have to go up by 1 and down by that. They're now 2 hexes away from your ship. They're not quite turned just yet. They're more... they are more pointed into this direction. But by next turn, they will be able to get back and attack you. So basically, you got a turn of them not shooting at you. Dr. Bloom, you are downstairs still. Still fired that needs to be put out. Let's see if you can do it. You're aiming for a 5.
Before I do that,
Okay.
the comm system to let folks know upstairs how potential, like, we're in deep shit. Where's the? Can we let them know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Before you you start trying to put that out, you could yell into the communication tube, "Hey, there's a fire down here. The engine's damaged. We've only got a few more turns before the thing starts to go out on us. You might want to hurry up."
Yep.
Something along those lines.
Essentially, we gotta figure something out now.
Okay.
Yes. As well, before potentially looking for stuff for putting out fires. Boomy, do you want help scavenging for things that might help repair the engine?
Yeah, sure. Anything. Look around. For sure.
Yeah. So maybe I will do
Workshop, there's a flux capacitor in there on the table.
something like that. Is it okay if I derail the firefighting for a scavenger hunt? Emergency scavenger hunt?
Emergency scavenger hunt instead of putting out the fire. Okay. This is going to be a search check. You're looking for something that can help Boomy fix the engines. So you go rushing over to Boomy's workshop. You're at the door. You're looking about, scanning for something that might help. I'm going to say that this is going to be another 5 roll. You're aiming for a 5.
I do have investigation. Does that work?
Yeah, I think you can use investigation for this. What does that give you?
An 8.
Nice.
Not nice.
Let's see here. Please, please, please. It's a 3! Yes!
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, there's the flux capacitor right on the work table. Boomy said something about that helping. You go run over, grab it. You're like, here it is, I got it. And go running over to Boomy.
Alright, I'm also gonna need a plumbus and micro horizon ratchet set.
Okay, while okay, so go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, essentially all of my effort is at your disposal, Boomy. You can have it.
Junk science words go.
Alright, let's go.
In America, science doesn't exist anyway.
Okay, make me an engineering roll, Boomy. You're using the flux capacitor and with Dr. Bloom's help and expending some effort, and you're also able to use a plumbus and a microtransversmological thing. I don't remember what you said, but yeah, you got all that shit. You're making your roll. You're aiming for a 5. You got advantage.
Don't even need it. Hail science.
Fuck yeah, hail science. Dr. Stone would be proud how you just start grabbing random things and latching them together over shooting steam funnels, ratcheting pipes back into place, hooking wires in once again, and you see like the dials on the engine begin to power up again. The Aether crystals begin to glowing a little bit brighter. You have successfully repaired the engine with that Nat 1 critical. There is still some fire that needs to be put out, but you're in less danger than you were a moment ago.
Tell him to make the jump into the Aether current. Let's get out of here.
Alright, let's do this shit. Can I say the thing into the comm now?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Engine's back online. Let's get on the current and get the fuck out of here. We need out. Let's go.
Is everybody tethered?
Yeah.
Ready as I'll ever be.
I'm assuming our crewmates have adopted that practice of like locking themselves in.
We can't be trusted.
Something.
Yeah, I have a feeling that everyone has learned this lesson by this point. If you step out on that deck, you're basically got a belay line attached to something. Yeah, for sure. And it is currently Lark's turn. Lark, you're on top of the poop deck, I think it's called, the upper deck where the actual firing engines are, and then there's the ballistas up there that allow you to fire. And you have a bit more of a rotation than the ballistas that are on the actual main deck. So you have a bit more range. You would have a shot on this. It's three hexes away, so you are technically at your farthest range, but you could make this shot if you wanted to try.
I said that she went into that zone. I need to know whether hearing the engines kind of like power up again so close to her would be enough to break her out of
the kill zone?
Yeah.
Make for me a concentration check. This is how much of your bloodlust is going to be keeping you from your common sense. Do you have anything that helps you maintain focus? Because I feel like you are kind of, ADHD a little bit.
I mean, the player is. What about
damn.
character?
I don't remember what. Wait a minute. No, you did the afraid of authority thing. That's right.
I'm meek.
Yes, you're meek, but that doesn't affect concentration at all.
No.
I'm gonna say you got to roll a D10 for this, then not a D12. I feel like middle of the road 5.
Apparently, my space button was doing weird things, so hold on. I need to get rid of all the spaces it just made. Okay, I think that's the end of it. All right. D10 concentration.
D10 concentration check.
I'm sorry, what was the difficulty?
5. No, you are 100% in the kill zone. You don't hear the engines. You don't hear the conversations in the tubes. You are just dead focused on murder.
Yeah, because people are trying to kill people I care about. So, that is
Eloise always had issues.
weird. It's almost like a piece of my personality bleeds into my characters. What?
What?
So weird. So strange.
Hey, your war crimes, guys. Everybody knows.
Yeah. Can't trust us Canadians. You really can't.
Nice. Suspicious.
Okay. So then, again, the same like magic energy is gonna start like glowing and emanating from me, and then it like sort of starts to concentrate towards the end of my hands and into the ballista, and I'm gonna try to fire again.
Fire, aiming for a 4.
Yeah. Boy.
Oh! Whew. So close. Unfortunately, the ship is just a little bit too far away from you. You fire your shot, but the ship is able to easily steer past it. Bertarelli and Lugim are down there. They are currently helping Skarn, because the last thing you told them to do was to attach something jagged onto the next ballista shot.
Yeah, for Zolos had him, yeah.
Yeah, Zolos had them doing that, so that's what they're working on. They come up to you, they come running over to you, and they hand you what looks like a ballista with basically a serrated blade, kind of strapped onto it, and some like nails driven through the side of it for extra ripping. Yeah, you got Negan's bat. And you're about to shoot Negan's bat out of a freaking ballista.
Seal?
I love
Yeah.
extra lip ripping.
It's like when I gave you homework. Oh, bravo. He's just almost like a bowing to them.
Well, after you hit him, you gotta say the line though.
Well, he had many. Which one would you like me to say?
Look at that! Taking it like a champ!
Jesus. Anyway, back at the top of the turn order, Skarn, you have heard Dr. Bloom's report that the engine is working again. You're currently piloting your ship away from the enemy, who are trying to make a turn to come at you. So what are you doing?
All right. Well, it was requested that I hit the button and get us back in the current, with the hope that that torn sail will keep them from pursuing. So, with the reassurance that everyone is locked in, there's nothing to stop me from hitting the button and taking off.
Okay. You hit the button, and as everyone is currently just kind of doing their thing with weapons, and some of them are down in the engine room, suddenly those G-force just hit you all, and you all have to grab onto something to keep yourselves from being swept away. Maybe some of you get pulled a little farther than you would have liked to, but you are all tethered in. You are used to this at this point, so no, I'm not going to make anybody roll to go flying away. However, as the ship just shoots off into the Aether current, and you see the star lines begin to shoot past and color begin to just swirl all around you in that pink and purple haze that is the Aether current. You look back at the radar, and while you can't actively see anybody because you know you're in the cabin and you can't exactly look south or look behind you, there's just a wall there. You can look at the actual radar itself, and there at the far distance you can still see that red blinking light. Based on the distance of the lights, it looks like when you shot into Aether current, it took them a moment to reorient themselves, and then they did as well.
Looks like no luck, crew. They managed to jump us after all. They're still in pursuit. Best be ready for a round 2, I'm afraid.
Oh. Oh. I don't know if I can break out of focus.
Roll it again.
No, I think the jolt of us going into the ether current would have broken me out of it.
That's fair.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then I would try to make my way back into the cabin.
Okay.
Skarn is fully just standing there dead knuckling this thing. It is terrified. It doesn't really know what it's doing. It's more like a statue than ever.
Okay, well, hopefully we can get close
sweating a
enough
little
to...
bit. It turns out its sweat is like that lime water you see on the walls of caves.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Just all minerally.
Oh. Hopefully we can get close enough to a friendly either civilization or just friends in general that they can help us out. Can we get in contact with who was it that was the they didn't like pirates people?
The monks?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of their organization.
It's
If
in
we
the
get
dock.
if we can get close enough that they can help
I don't think they
tag
have.
team this.
Did they have ships?
I don't think they did. That's
Or were
why
they
they were
just-
asking to hire us.
Are they just losers that needed us?
Just for like geo-positioning, how far were we from the rock when this happened?
Let me take a look here real quick
A
in my
while.
notes. You are 4 days out.
Oh, I thought it
Okay.
was
These
2 days
guys are
out.
called
Okay.
Poot, the pragmatic order of thought.
Yep, the pragmatic order of thought, who hates pirates.
Goddamn
Pot?
Get off my lawn. My space lawn.
Their name is Pot?
Hoot.
The pragmatic order of thought. POOT.
Well, I guess I don't. A lot of times you don't see the. Yeah, that's even worse. I could have been like, all right, our DM does enjoy the purple sticky every once in a while, so I get Pod. But Poot just now it sounds silly. All right.
Only now? Only
Playing
now
an
it's silly?
imagination-based game. God forbid we're silly.
Zolos is supposed to be the silly one here, right?
Guys, we're a bunch of nerds, and we're not even like waving real life rubber swords at each other. We're waving imaginary.
Digital swords at each other?
Mm-hmm.
Imaginary digital swords, actually.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what's going on right now.
Mine's a lightsaber.
Fair.
We get lightsabers. That would make this game so much cooler.
Yeah, but
Yeah, laser swords
they're all
right
the
now.
same. They're only the size of cheese knives, like on that Family Guy episode. That's all we get.
Jesus.
Okay. Are we still in turn order, Matt?
Okay, so I'm kind of loosey-goosing turn order right now. You got a little bit of a gap between you and the other ship.
And how much power do we have? Because you had said before that we might, if we were to like push it, we might not be able to make it all the way back to the rock.
Mm-hmm. So let's turn real quick back to Dr. Bloom and Boomy, because the two of them are in the engine room right now dealing with the fires that are still burning. So I need the both of you to give me some fire checks real quick to see whether or not you're able to deal with the rest of those flames while all of this had been going on.
I can help give you extra sand. I'm happy to use this effort to give you advantage.
If you want, sure.
Yeah. Okay, advantage on this D10 roll, and you're aiming for a 5.
All right. It's a 1 for me.
Wow.
Woo!
Go ahead, Boomy.
Yeah.
Muted.
Wait, can you hear me?
Okay,
There you
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I was pressing the button. Oh, I said you gave me advantage as well?
I did, yeah. I didn't take advantage, I gave it to you.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Another 8. I will use my lucky ability to spend 2 effort and succeed instead.
Okay. Using 2 points of effort, the both of you succeed. Dr. Bloom, that's a nat 1. So once the ship like stops with the G-force and you're just in the aether current, the two of you get on your feet once again, grab those buckets of sand, and start working hard to put out the rest of the fire. After a few moments, when Lark kind of calls down asking for a status update on how the engines are, you have managed to put out the fires. The engine has been patched up, at least somewhat. Some parts a little bit better than they were before, but others are still the magical side of things. That's not looking great. Boomy, give me an engineering check real quick. This is your based solely on your knowledge of the engines in general and of science.
Okay. 6.
Okay. With your 6, I'm going to say that you're able to assess something of the engines. You've had some time to get to know it a little bit. With the amount of weight that the ship currently holds, it is full of cargo right now, and the amount of energy the aether crystals currently contain, you can maintain the speed you're currently at for probably a couple more days. But if you were to increase your speed and go full throttle, it'll burn out within a day. You do have some aether crystals left in your inventory here on the ship. You would be able to exchange them if you needed to. However, that is a bit of a process. It's not something that can be done in like 6 seconds. So doing so in combat is not an option. Like, you need an hour to power down the ship and just coast while you're changing out these crystals. Even with help, it'll take probably about an hour to do it.
Okay.
By yourself, it probably takes several, but I'm assuming that your friends are helping you to do this. So it'd take you about an hour, which is not enough time for ship-to-ship combat. So right now you're fine. You've patched the engine. You can go on at your current speed for at least a couple days before they use all of the power completely.
Yeah,
That's what your assessment is.
The tubes, and I kind of relay this information up to the bridge. Tell them what our options are here. We need to gain as much distance as we can on them, when we can't run out of power. Any ideas?
They're still in pursuit. I do have a very stupid plan, and I need you all to talk me out of it.
What's the stupid plan?
Okay, well, so the first time we dropped out of not warp, the current, and they shot past us, but then they recalibrated and came back for us, right? So, what if we left a trap? If we, loaded up a ballista bolt with a bunch of Boomy's explosives, fired that before we dropped out, and hopefully they slam into it as fast as they possibly can.
It could work. I like to blow things up.
You're muted, Zolos.
I'm down. I'm down for this idea.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
There you are, yeah.
Can we fire while we're in the current?
Oh, yeah.
It's just, we can't drop stuff because the gravity would drag it back to our ship, so it has to be something strong enough to shoot it out of our gravity bubble.
Is there a way to stop them from tracking us?
Not that I know of.
The other thing about your idea, Skarn, is they're far enough behind us that if we were to drop out, they may be able to drop out before they get to,
We'd have to shoot them while we're in the current, while we're going super fast.
But that's what I'm saying, they're far enough back behind that they would see us drop out of it, and they may not get all the way to where we shot the ballista.
Well,
they may be able to drop out, yeah.
They were catching up to us before. Might as well just let them catch us.
Well,
You're going to do that plan.
So the current is heading that way. If we fire a ballista off the back of the ship, would the current propel it really fast towards them?
No, the current goes in it. Well,
The current you're in, technically, it's a two-way current, so it goes back and forth.
It would be a heck of a shot, but...
Well, plus, as soon as it left our ship, it would... Zolos isn't this smart, but it would drastically start reducing in speed. Because it wouldn't be matching, because when it's on the ship, it's going the same speed that we are. But as soon as you shoot it off, it's not going to have that.
And it would be going against the current, right? Our current
it's in and out. So the current, the current we're in kind of goes both ways. That's what he was saying. So that wouldn't.
Have we tried getting on the radio and trying to communicate to an SOS, try to get help?
Not so far. It doesn't look like there's really anybody in range, but worth a shot, maybe?
No.
There's only one blip on the radar, and they've shot us a lot.
Contact the hippo people, see if they can hear us.
Speaking of which, you've all been kind of talking for a few minutes now. Some of you are using the tubes. I imagine, Zolos, you've come back into the main cabin with Lark and Skarn. So that's the way the five of you are able to communicate. Alyssa, you're still... I believe you took back the ship. Is that am I remembering correctly?
Yes, with how stressed Skarn is looking about it, I would take it from it just so.
Okay. So roll for me a roll to react real quick. You're rolling a d6. Just roll a 5 or better.
3.
Okay. So as you're all kind of discussing and talking this, you feel a as energy blast goes rocketing past your ship. You all glance back towards the radar. I imagine at least one of you go running out of the cabin and look onto the deck to look behind you. The ship is still coming. It is following you. It does not seem to be gaining on you, however. Skarn, when you look at the radar and you look at the distance between the center and the dot, it's still in the same position there on the edge of the radar. Almost as though they're not able to get that same speed they were previously.
Okay, all right. Well, that's positive.
You're welcome.
Still not
But they did just shoot at us. So fuck
Yeah.
this. And I'm going to go back out and climb up on top and shoot back at them with the same empowering the ballista. And fuck it, I'm going to spend my effort on myself.
Okay, I believe you have to spend 3 effort on yourself to do that.
No.
So go ahead and spend those 3 effort. Roll to attack with the ballista using your magic. You're still aiming for a 4.
Kind of bloodthirsty like mini-me ones. To be honest with powers.
Sorry, what was the difficulty? 4 still?
4. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got some good armor.
Yes!
Nice.
Baby!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Energizing your ballista before you fire, you just see this blast of light go flying off your ship, aiming towards the other one. It hits right in the center of that little dot that you can kind of see them at the distance, and you just see a poof. That's taking 2 points of damage right there. I'm going to say that there is a new glow on the ship. Suddenly an orangish yellow coloration blooms on the deck of the ship. About the same place that Lark just shot. And I think that's a great place to pause and go on break.
I'm so sorry. I probably just blew out everyone's headphones. I'm so sorry. I yelled so loud. I was so excited.
If it wasn't you, it was me. You're good.
I preemptively, years ago, turned your volume down in Discord. So.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
I did it with love, though.
Anyway, we will be back in about 10 minutes, folks. Our heroes have sort of escaped the pirates. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We're back. And when we last left off, our heroes were being pursued by an enemy pirate ship. The crew has managed to take back off once again and is currently in the Aether Current. The pirate ship has entered the Aether Current as well and is maintaining speed, keeping up with the ship, but do not seem to be able to overtake them. They are just within range of cannon fire, and the ship has been firing at the Wayfinder. Little Lark has answered back with a nat 1 of her own, so that ship is taking on some damage at this point. Well, with that in mind, we're going to be trading pot shots back and forth unless you have a plan here. So I'm opening it up to y'all, Wayfinder crew. What do you want to do to deal with this current pirate threat?
The communication system that we have, can we, pick up people's signatures that are in the area, or is it very specifically you call a phone number?
So communication itself, every time you've used it, you've just tried reaching out to either a number or anyone in the relative area. You've never tried it to tried to reach anyone beyond a certain point, and it has been explained to you that it is more of a short-range communication, not a long.
Well, like for instance, if we wanted to hail the pirates, is that an option, or do we need their phone number?
You need their phone number if you're trying to directly communicate with them. If you're trying to just shout out into the ether and hope somebody responds, you can do that as well. You can just open up the communications of your ship and yell out, and if somebody's listening on that same frequency, they might be able to respond.
Yeah, I think do that.
Okay, sure, worth a shot. Let's see if we can get them to pick up.
I mean, it's basically like, come help, like, the wolf's got me in the woods.
Well, no, again, I'm trying to contact the pirates here.
Oh, you are trying to contract them?
Yep.
Oh, okay. What are you going to say?
We'll see if we can get them on the horn first.
Yep. You're going to try to see if you can get on the horn. You are going to have to call over Eravast and have him walk you through using this communications device. What I'm going to need you to do is roll a d10. Unless you have something that allows you to roll better with, like, communications devices or technology, things like that.
Not really. I can repair magical devices, but that's not really the same thing as using them.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say that you can at least roll with a d10 because you have that instead of a d12. If you're untrained and never used it before, you'd be rolling a d12. But at least the fact that you can repair magical devices gives you some knowledge of them. And so I'm going to say you're going to roll with a d10 for this. You're basically calling out in the dark. So you're not sure if you're on the right frequency or not. You're going to be rolling for a 4.
Ooh, rough.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's the same thing as their armor class, because you're basically just yelling out in the dark and hoping to hit them on the same frequency that their communications device is on.
Is there not like a broad spectrum frequency? You can just blast all channels? Or?
It's more like CB radio, where you have to switch to different channels.
Breaker. Got a lot lizard at mile marker 142.
Yay! Lot lizards to the rescue!
Wow.
Hell yeah.
That just brought up Smokey and the Bandit memories. Anyway, you fiddle around with the device. You're fiddling around a little bit, and you call out, test, that sort of thing. After a few moments, the communications globe glows a bright blue color. You hear just kind of a whiny pitch, and then the sound of a communication being connected. The mic is yours. What do you say?
Hey, hi, pirate ship? Is that you?
You kind of hear some static for a moment. Who is this? What do you want?
We're the ship you're chasing, you morons. Stop shooting at us, we're in warp. If you shoot us down, you'll smash into the debris field at light speed.
Make for me a deception check?
So many different jobs,
Can we assist? Can anyone assist?
I don't
have the points to, but I mean, Zolos could be using his sweet talk to, almost as Skarn says something, Zolos is the hype man in the background. He's like, yeah,
Well, you need effort for that.
Yeah.
Does anybody have effort to actually help? That's what I thought. So you're making a deception check. You're trying to confuse them. But they're pirates. They're intelligent. They know how things work. I think this is a difficult roll here, so you're aiming for a 3.
Woo!
I was just reading the text she put in. Skarn is literally just figuring out physics on the fly. Unfortunately, with your 7, as you're saying this, the voice on the other end yells, "Then surrender, and maybe we won't slit your throats when we plunder your ship."
Hey, if you're positive you can survive an impact at that speed, that's your business, but it sounds like we end up dead either way, so...
Oh, I just saw Ashley N just redeemed an advantage. So you can roll again if you want to use the floating advantage.
This seems like a solid time for that. Thank you so much.
Ashley. The Elder Gods smile at us from beyond.
Well, re-roll, aiming for that 3.
Oh, it got worse.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It was a good try. In response, I think I need whoever is currently piloting the ship. Who is piloting the ship right now? Lark, you were on the top.
Went up on deck, yeah.
Yeah, you were on the top of the ship
right.
firing.
Yeah.
Skarn is wearing the control, but is using the communications device. Who's piloting the ship right now?
Oh no.
Well, someone, I guess, the only
Boomy's just got his
there,
hands up inside the engine, like manually doing it from down there. He can't see where he's going, but he's like, "Oh, this is the thruster. All right, let's turn it on."
I suppose Zolos
Elbow,
probably...
it's like elbow, shoulder deep inside.
Yeah.
I guess Zolos is the only one that's in there.
Okay, so
Yeah, 'cause I'm still down with Boomy.
whoever is piloting the ship, if it's Boomy elbows deep in the ship's engine's guts, or Zolos at the wheel, I don't care who, someone needs to make a roll to react. You're aiming for a 6.
I guess would I be rolling, what, a 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh.
Oof.
Oof, that is a failure. The ship is rocked when a blast hits the back end of your ship. Boom! You're gonna take a point of damage, and the engine begins to sputter and spurt. The Lark, you were on the top of the ship and holding the ballista. I need you to make a reaction roll as well. This is a roll to stay holding on to the ballista. You can use athletics for this, strength. If you have anything that helps with you holding on for dear life, let me know now. You're aiming for a 5.
Technically, this would still count as combat, so I can't use my fast reflexes, right?
Yes.
Damn. Okay. Then I got nothing.
Okay.
I'm
roll
small.
You're small. So roll a d10 and try to hit a 5.
Yeah, the ship set.
Yay!
Yay!
Whew. Good news is you're able to maintain hold on the ballista and are not launched into space when that cannon shot hits one of the engine thrust tubes. You're scowling, but it gets worse. The thruster begins to sputter and spark, and one of them goes out. Your momentum drops by about 30%. The rest of you are rocked as well from that blast. And all of you are probably knocked to your knees at the very least. Skarn, you are holding on to the communications array. Boomy, you're elbows deep in the engine, so you just kind of get all jostled about. Dr. Bloom, you are nearby, and you just go ass over teakettle and land on your back. Skarn, you are on the wheel, holding on for dear life. And
Zolos.
you would be the one, or Zolos, sorry, you are at the wheel, holding on for dear life, and you would see the navigation console to your left begins flashing a red light, and the power level begins to decrease by 30%.
Shit! He doesn't have anything inspirational to say.
All right, kill the comms. These idiots don't understand the basic principles of motion in space. Let's get out of here before they kill us all.
Do we understand them? Never mind.
If an object is being propelled forward and another object is being propelled forward and one of them stops, you gotta have a really good brake. One of them's gonna smash into the other unless velocity maintains.
Zolos is just... What? He's blank staring you.
From his position behind the throne, Eravas is going to call out, I'm not quite sure that's how it works in this type of aether travel, but what do I know? I'm just an anthropologist.
Yeah. Zolos doesn't know enough of to say, no, you wouldn't.
But anyway, what are y'all doing? Boomy, you would also see that the power is being drained. You hear flashing, just a bright flashing lights, and just a shrill sound as alarms go off in the engine room. If you get out from your position and look at the different meters, you would see that power is decreasing to the engine. One of the two thrusters up on the top deck is out of commission.
Well,
What are we doing?
Are we in turn order, or are we just?
Not really. Nope, just free form.
Okay. I'm gonna go grab the reserve energy crystals.
Okay.
it says it takes about an hour to install them.
Yeah. Well, it's this or nothing. And I'm gonna have the one energy crystal in one hand, and then I'm gonna reach out and touch the one that's in the engine at the same time and use myself as a conduit.
Okay, so you're
Does
holding a power
work?
crystal. You're gonna touch the other power crystal, and you're hoping to be a conduit between the two to energize the power
Yep.
crystal?
Junk science, baby.
Fuck it, junk science. I I don't know what that's going to do for the engine itself, but it might power up the crystals more. We'll see.
Yeah, because it's like taking the battery out takes a long time, but once you put it in, it works instantly, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I know what you're trying to do here. I'm trying to figure out what role I'm going to make you do.
It's like a 9-volt, but a nuclear-powered one.
Yeah, it's basically, yeah.
That's what I'm going for. You know, you put the strong powered thing in you charge. It's like getting a jump on your car, right? You're like, boom, now we get power.
Mm-hmm.
We have nothing. We have literally nothing in your workspace to avoid using yourself physically as a conduit. You're doing this literally.
I'm immune to fire, so I figure like maybe my body's strong enough to withstand this magical energy.
I mean, it's not fire. But
no, it's not fire, but like.
So anyway,
flames, heat,
I've been trying to figure out what kind of role to do for this. I think what I want you to do is I don't even know what the fucking call of this at this point. You're making a connection roll. You're attempting to. Use yourself as a conduit between a magical crystal and another magical crystal. You're not made of crystal. I'm not sure if it quite works that way, but you're going to dig your fingers in and use your knowledge of science to give it a fucking try. I feel like this is a really difficult check. I want to give it to you. I want you to do it too, but I'm thinking I'm going to be a little bit nicer and say a 3. If you can roll a 3, you absolutely make this connection. You're going to take 1 point of damage because it's power going through your body, but it'll work. If you roll a 4, you're also going to connect, and it's going to power up that crystal. However, you're going to take 2 points of damage.
Risky.
Can the doc give Boomy like some sort of shot? Like, I'm trying to think what sort of medical shot would help in this circumstance where someone literally uses their body as a conduit. I'm not a real doctor.
Goblin ingenuity, baby.
I don't know how goblins work. Goblin anatomy is adrenaline. That was my immediate thought.
Adrenaline's the only fluid in my body.
Adrenaline's the only fluid in your body. Maybe we should up it a bit if we're gonna do this, because I don't think I can actually talk you out of it. I'm a doctor, not a psychiatrist. I don't think I can trick you out of this. Shit.
Dreezy and Boomy, baby.
Oh boy.
The potassium iodide for radiation resistance, but magic isn't really radiation.
Magic is,
Rainy Days 420 is pointing out that Dreezy is basically trying to do the Wolverine move in the last Deadpool movie.
I don't suppose I could.
Basically.
You already rolled. He already rolled.
I
was gonna give it a shot. Fuck.
Give you the what?
I have 1 point of effort left as like a sidekick, which means that's all I need. I only need 1, and I was gonna put the shot at Boomy. I was just trying to think which one.
Can you do it now and he gets to roll again?
I mean,
like you slap him on the ass and give him a goose?
Like it's not working, you're like, try this.
You know, the dog would be panicked enough that you would touch it, I'd be like, fuck. But again, like the timing.
Pull the Guardians of the Galaxy movie and you touch each other to take the load?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that not quite working. Unfortunately, you did not have enough time to try to help Boomy before he made his roll. He reaches out and grabs onto that crystal while holding the other crystal in his hands, and his body just immediately electrifies. You just see this massive energy current going from the crystal into him. He is being fried right in front of you like a fucking chicken. Now, here's what you can do in this instance. You can try to take some of that energy yourself. You can basically do Deadpool's role in this, as that song by Madonna starts playing in the background.
Yeah.
You need to make the same roll he just made. It's a 3. Here's what happens.
Correctly, I misspelled together on purpose.
Mm-hmm. So,
Just kidding.
so here's the deal. If you make this roll and you hit a 3, you're both taking a point of damage, and the connection succeeds.
Okay.
If you roll a 4, you are able to draw some of the energy away from Boomy, and you're each taking 2 points of damage, but the connection does not go through. If you roll below that, you're both taking a bit more damage than that. You're both each taking 3 points of damage. Or you can stop yourself because you see how fucking dangerous that is, and let Boomy take 4 points of damage by himself.
No. No.
That's what I screamed when I put them together.
I don't even have anything clever to say to this. Okay. What's the name of the Madonna song? That's what I want to put in.
God,
But it's fine.
what was? I can't remember. I can't remember which song it was.
Just like a prayer?
Yeah, I think it's like a.
I think you're right. I think it was like a prayer.
Like a prayer. Okay.
When you call my name, like a little girl, down on my knees, I wanna take you there.
You know, the one song that so many Christians were singing in church.
That was not Christians. That was a choir, a German choir.
A lot. No, I'm just saying. A lot of churches, though, started singing that song and recording themselves and put it on the internet. Like hundreds of churches were doing it. It's like, it's not what you think it is.
Before I do this, can I just shout real quick into the comms that we're doing something stupid?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, you can do that.
Okay. We're taking a big risk. Let's do this.
As Boomy's just being... Holy shit!
Yes! Yes!
That's something
The camera
Zolos
just
do, by the way.
zooms in on Dr. Bloom's feathery hands reaching out and clasping Boomy's before the other one touches the crystal as well. And there's this just brilliant synergy as energy courses through both of your bodies. Somehow the magic that you've all been gaining over the course of this adventure just has attuned the two of you perfectly, and you feel just the energy course from the crystal through your bodies. Each of you take 1 point of damage for this and flow into the crystal, brilliantly illuminating it, lighting up the whole area.
Oh my god, yes!
Sorry.
Oh my god. So we got a goblin and an owl folk currently acting as a pair of jumper cables for the engine. Zolos at the helm. You are looking over there, and suddenly just the power gauge on the ship goes completely green. The second engine up top starts sputtering and smoking, but the one on the right, the one that still works, like the energy level of that engine begins turning blue as basically it's like pouring a thing of liquid nitrogen into an engine, and it just whoosh.
No, it's liquid Schwartz from
Liquid
the end
Schwartz,
of fucking
yes.
Spaceballs.
Liquid Schwartz. You go to ludicrous speed for just this
Goddamn right we do.
brief period, rocketing yourselves forward.
Bloody ludicrous, innit?
We're to go on the plaid.
Mm-hmm. You hit plaid, and the blip on the scanner disappears. The last thing, Skarn, you hear out of the communicator is, "What the fuck? They just..." click, and it's static.
I don't know what you did down there, but I think we're clear. They weren't catching us, but now, you know, I think we can drop back down, but don't need to overtax the engines.
Lark, on top of the ship, you're holding on to the ballista for dear life as the skyscape around you apparently just went plaid.
My back legs just slowly, just like, woo, as
Yeah.
I'm holding on.
Yes.
My brains
Yes.
are running into my feet. About the same size, too.
Yeah, yeah. We just need to get you a gigantic helmet. But yeah, sure enough, your ship is rocketing away at high speed. Boomy, Dr. Bloom, with the transfer of energy, I'm going to say that the two of you just got your effort back.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
The doc just pulls out a flask from their inner pocket and just like slugs a shot that, passes it to Boomy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Come back here.
From their inner pocket.
Yeah. I
Like,
got
so
many.
you reach it into your feathers and just pull out. Fuck.
I mean, sure.
Or
Whatever.
your jacket. Your jacket, I'm sure.
I mean, you can't tell. I'm wearing a lot of layers.
Yeah.
The doc is a fancy lad.
Very fancy.
Only the
But hell yeah.
fanciest of lads.
But sure enough, you guys are rocketing at high speed. How long are you planning on maintaining the speed?
I mean, one crystal would have lasted a couple days. I mean, I don't want to have them. I'd say at least enough that we think we can get away from them and then go back to regular speed. Zolos isn't going to know what that is, so that's
Yeah.
just my suggestion.
Yeah, so talk it out real quick. Zolos is at the helm. Skarn, you're able to step away from the communications array now. Lark, that's what you're doing right now. Dreezy and Dr. Bloom, the two of you are in the engine room. So what are y'all doing right now?
Okay, so we should let go of the crystals now?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think it's fine now.
The power has transferred from one to the next now. The engine,
okay.
the crystals in general all seem to be brighter, and if you look at the dials on the engine, you'll see that power output has been maximized for at least a brief period. Make me an engineering check. Let's see if you can figure out, if you can determine how long you can maintain this power.
A 5.
5, yeah. With a 5, I'm going to say that you kind of examine everything, and while you're not 100% sure, you're guesstimating that you could probably maintain this speed for a few hours at minimum, and might be able to shave off a day of travel.
Then yeah, I think that's what we should do. We should just power on through. I'll tube talk up to the bridge and yeah, let them know.
We're gonna have enough fuel to...
We attempted a maneuver of sorts. It's special goblin magic. I'll teach you sometime. Don't worry. And we kind of made the engine go faster. So yeah, let's just get away and get to our destination.
Yeah, incredible. Are we gonna be okay for battery power? We're not gonna run out before we get there?
A couple hours of super speed, and then we can go back to cruising.
Sounds good to me. Great work, everybody.
No!
I should probably get Lark.
No, you're getting me and my crew, I'll tell you that.
Remember in the Muppet movie when Animal was holding on the back of the bus and just ah!
No.
Okay. Well, I think it's safe to say that you've managed to escape the enemy pirate vessel. With the extreme speed that you guys are able to maintain for a few hours, plus the damage that ship has already taken to its sails and to its hull, after you travel for a bit and finally feel confident that it's time to turn down the power and go back to your cruising speed, you decelerate a little bit. Lark, you're finally able to get back down into the cabin during this time, probably with some help. And you've all gathered up once again in the main cabin of the ship, the command deck, as you would. You decelerate, begin slowing down to your cruise speed. You check out your navigation array and do some calculations based on, the distance of the lines and all of that. And you're like, okay, yeah, we're basically 2 days out from the Rock of Vral. And from there, it becomes a waiting game. You wait an hour of just solid travel. But no blips appear on the radar. And you all feel confident enough to say that chances are you've gotten away from the pirates. Good job.
Oh, we did it.
Okay.
Tell you what, after this job's over and we get paid, we seriously need to upgrade this ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a couple
We
notes,
barely
I guess.
got out of that. Everybody else is more armed and armored than us.
Yeah. It would also be good. Lark, could you maybe give some piloting lessons? It would be really good if whoever's in the crown could also pilot the ship so we don't have to worry about the, more hands on guns, right?
Yeah, no problem. But maybe not right now. My arms are kind of numb.
Yeah,
I think this is a good point for you all to have leveled up to 5.
Hey!
Hey.
Because we are coming in on the Rock of Vral. Those last 2 days are fortunately peaceful and quiet. Most of you spend time repairing the ship. The one engine is still down. The second engine was kind of making up for it, but you are going to have to do some repair work on that. The hull of the ship, you can take out from points from your inventory. You have enough inventory, to repair your ship up to its full health. So you're probably going to spend those 2 days mostly working on that. The engine itself, let's see. Yeah, let's see. You've got 12 points of healing left of repair materials. And it looks like your ship...
I think we're at 6 of 10.
Yeah, you're at 6 of 10, so you're going to use...
I just filled it back up to 10.
Okay. So you're going to be using
I'll change
40%.
the materials. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You also burnt up one of your larger crystals for that maneuver.
I knew there were some risks.
Yeah. So go ahead and change that you have 2 large crystals and 3 smaller ones.
I think we fired another 4 bolts during that session. I think. Zolos 2. No, I guess maybe. And what did
I think it was
did Lark use a bolt, or did they shoot energy, or that last one?
The shot a bolt.
I think transforms
that would have been
the
5,
bolt.
yeah. So we have 19. We used 5 then.
Hang on, I'll read exactly what energized projectile says, so that way y'all can make the call.
Also, don't forget Bertarelli and Lou Jeem made some shots.
Yeah, Zolos did 2.
Okay.
Burton, they did 1, and Lark did 2. So I took 5 off.
So extra damage on projectile attacks. Your ranged attacks are considered powered if you choose.
So it was a bolt, all right. I didn't know if it was like you shot an energy
basically
bolt,
she just makes the bolt itself energized and then shoots it. Yeah. Okay. 2 days of repair work. Dreezy, I need you to make me another engineering check. This is specifically a repair check. You're trying to repair the engines.
Okay.
You're going to be you're aiming for a 4 to get them fully fixed.
Do you like an assist?
Yeah.
I think at this point, with Zolos is going to help with the damage repairs, so he'd help Boomy with whatever he needs.
Well, we're going to say that you are working on the repairs to the hull. Dr. Bloom, you said you want to use some effort to help Boomy fix the engines.
Yes.
Gotcha. So go ahead and you get to roll with advantage on this, Boomy. You get to roll 2 dice. You're aiming for a 4.
Here we go. 2, nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So by the time you reach the Rock of Vral, you have managed to repair your ship completely. You have managed to repair your engines. And you're at a much better state than what you could have been. Once you've come into the area around the Rock of Vral, you cut the sails, bringing you out of the aether current and into real space. And you can see the rock there in the distance. That giant asteroid with buildings all about its surface. It's a familiar sight to be sure, but still an awe-inspiring one. Just a giant dock of a place. It's like a giant cityscape all on top of a rock with jutting out docks all over the place for ships to come in and dock. You, once you get within about 500 meters from the rock itself, your communications globe lights up. And you hear a familiar voice, Crowborn, calling you. Wayfinder crew. This is Crowborn, come in.
Hello? Hello? Am I pressing the right button?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, cool. Wait, who's driving the ship? Whoever's driving the ship, I'm just be like, yeah, and just tilt it just a little bit to the left. What's up?
Crowborn from there proceeds to send you docking instructions, telling you to dock at a completely different dock than the one you did before. This is dock 32. He tells you he's going to have a crew on standby to what's the word I'm looking for?
Help us offload?
Yeah, to offload the supplies. He tells you once you dock, you can just leave things to them, and you should report to his bar for payment.
Okie dokie. We'll see you soon. Bye. And then I stop touching it. I'm like, okay, maybe I should drive to dock so that we can park.
Yeah, that's probably fair. The last time I tried to park this thing, it didn't go so well.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a piloting check here, Lark. It's not a difficult role to do this. You've been piloting for a while. You know how to dock on the rock. So this is just going to be a 5.
Ooh.
Oof.
The ship has effort. They use the effort.
That ship doesn't have effort.
It's shows 2 on it. It's got effort.
It's just that's how the character sheet is built. You know?
It's got effort. Help us, ship. Help us.
Oh no.
Your ship is not alive.
Yeah, you know how cars can like
Waving
self-parallel
bastard is what it
park
is.
themselves now? Maybe our ship can do that.
Zolos would because he's gonna be in there. He would I guess I would burn 3 effort to help them, let them re-roll again if that you'll let us. He'd grab the wheel maybe and help kind of I guess if
if someone can stand on deck and be like, okay, this you got this many. Okay, stop.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Zolos is on the main deck.
Call out distances.
Just calling out and waving you with flags to get you in the right spot. Go ahead and re-roll. You're still aiming for a 5.
Okay. Three.
There you go. With Zolos's help, you are able to navigate the Wayfinder down onto one of the docks that Crowborn had indicated. Once your ship has fully docked and been latched to it, you see that a large crew of about a dozen individuals of, well, any race you can really think of in this multiverse is out there right now, walking down the docks. And you're surprised because you also see Crowborn there. Didn't he say to meet at his bar? In fact, the odd ooze-looking humanoid, well, I say he's humanoid insofar as he looks vaguely shaped like a humanoid. He's a slime, just an ooze, kind of see-through, liquidy-looking, sticky kind of creature. Arms and legs in a kind of bipedal, almost tentacle-looking appendage. He wears a fedora on his head. He actually is wearing a coat, a shirt, and a tie over the body, but the parts of him that you can see, you can actually see through. He's kind of a light blue shade of color. He's walking in front of these dozen individuals as the the ship lowers and fully settles into the dock. Lark, you powered down the thrusters one last time, and you can see that Bertarelli and Lou Jeem are on the deck, moving the gangplank down to the dock itself. You all kind of gather out onto the deck of the ship as Crowborn begins walking up and joins you there on the deck. He appears to look at you all. I mean, he has no real facial features whatsoever, but the point of that fedora is in the position towards you and kind of moves back and forth amongst the group of you before walking towards Skarn and Zolos. Crowborn says to you, I apologize for the change of plans. Information has come to my attention, and I thought it was safer to speak to you all here on the ship as opposed to in my location. His head swivels around. It basically does one of those owl 180s the hat does, and you hear him louder call out, head on down to the cargo hold, boys. Get to work. And then he swivels his head back and says, is there some place private we can talk?
I suppose the bridge?
Yeah, and as I see Zolos and Skarn leading them back, I'm gonna take like a sweater that I have and shove it in the tube so that nobody can hear us, even accidentally.
Does that work that way?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Pretty much, actually. Yeah, all the tubes actually have lids.
Where you want.
That you close them to stop them up, but Lark's still shoving his sweater down the tube just to doubly check to make sure that the tube to the cargo hold is not able to be listened to. Crowborn walks over and kind of looks about the command deck for a few minutes, and then boldly walks over to the captain's chair and sits down.
I think Skarn is going to take a moment to just like put a white noise static kind of illusion around the cabin just in case someone's trying to listen in.
Okay. Yeah, you can absolutely do that with your illusion magic. Crowborn watches this impassively, but once you all turn to him, he says to you, so the reason I came to speak to you all is I recently, in the last hour, have gotten information that I thought would be appropriate, or would be important to you all. There are bounties currently out on two individuals who match the descriptions of you, Boomy, and you, Lark. There is a bounty out on mechanically inclined goblin who likes to cause chaos, and a small halfling individual, half-folk individual with dark hair and pale skin. And he gives off a description of a better description of the two of you. And says, there is currently a bounty out for each of these individuals' capture. The bounty is 200 gold apiece.
Nice.
Oh, Hundo, that's it.
Nice.
Well, at least they've heard of Dreezy and Boomy now.
Yeah, it's not really a good thing, bub.
It also doesn't really sound like they did. I mean, they're just looking for a mechanically minded goblin.
Heck, that could be anybody.
There aren't a lot of goblins on the Rock of Vral. Just so you know.
But they do exist in space?
There are different worlds that have goblins that have spacefaring capabilities. I could not tell you exactly how many there are out there.
Hey,
I don't-
Crowburn, you ever heard of a goblin planet with spacefaring capabilities?
Can't say that I have, no. Goblins have evolved on many planets, but don't have a planet of their own as far as I know.
Is there a means to maybe like color hair or something like that here? Back home, I would just use some. What?
As you say this, Zolos, his eyes are gonna light up. He goes, "Are we talking spa day? Oh my god, I've got you." And he goes, you know what? I'm thinking maybe a nice strawberry blonde. We got to get you some sun though, girl, because damn. Booby, you're a bit more of a challenge because you're.
Well, did they have a description of my bicocket in there? Because I just got that. That's new. I'm not gonna change that.
Dude, I told you not to take that out in public anymore, dude.
I gotta find some exotic birds so I can put some feathers in it.
Alright, I can't keep playing it up. I can't. I would keep the thing going, but no, I can't.
Anyway, I
let's
found
burn
that...
that.
I'd like to say, Lark is not pale.
Well, that's what they said. That was the description. That's the only thing I'm. That's what he was going off
How can I make my visage more
I didn't realize,
electrifying?
Lark is the least pale character I've ever played. She's downright tan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Eloise was literally white.
Opalescent white, actually.
It's like,
Just like Alyssa.
sweetie. He's like, I'm thinking we could do a short bob cut. Get you some highlights. We can change your look. Get you a new outfit. Huh? He's like, I will totally be your shopping partner. This is gonna be great.
Not to interrupt makeover session, Lark, I thought you had like a false face sort of transformation thing. Am I remembering that wrong?
I think that
No,
only lasts a
I
short
forgot that
time.
too.
Well, you know, we can keep that in mind.
It takes a lot out of me, and it only lasts an hour, though.
Oh, fair. Okay. Didn't realize.
Still need to do that makeover, but changing the face, that would work too. You know, in emergency situations.
Yeah.
But Boomy, you green. I don't know what I can do with you.
Green what?
I mean, I'm just not sure how to change your look at, because I mean,
plenty of people.
there are other small races.
Oh, you're blue.
Hey, yeah, all right, you know what? But he's also a goblin. There are other small races that look like you, and you're not a goblin.
Can I,
He's
make
very
myself look
distinct.
like a yordle or something?
Well, I was just saying there's halflings, there's, gnomes. I mean, they're short races, but they could be of that complexion. That's what he's saying. But for you, I mean, if there's not a whole lot of goblins here, bro, I just think maybe you need to. Maybe we can find you to the ship
You're right.
while
I need
we're
a
on
suit
the
of
rock.
mechanized armor that I can hide behind so they don't see my true identity.
That's exactly what we need.
What about
Do you know
just
how-
like
do you
a
know where
pair
to
of
get them?
stilts, and then you could be a hobgoblin instead.
It just
That's
maybe
the
while we're
best idea yet. That's the one. That's the one we're gonna go with.
Hell
But
yeah.
I gotta make sure one of the stilts isn't the same length, so I can walk with a limp.
this is gonna be perfect. Change your gait, yeah. So in case they got some recognition software to watch your walking.
And I'll tell everybody, I saw some shit out there in Aether space. And in a pirate battle, I lost both my legs.
There you go.
I think maybe just for now you stay on the ship while we're here at the rock. How about that?
Okay, Boomy's gonna go down into the lower storage area and find some of the like wooden crates and stuff we have and start constructing
my
these
God.
stilt legs immediately.
Zolos would look at our friend and be like, they don't know, they're not like targeting the ship at all or anything like that. They don't know about our partnership.
No, the bounty does not mention anything about the ship or anyone other than the two of them. My sources tell me that this was placed by
By the
casino
family,
management. Yes, by the family.
So, I mean, we took out that undead slaving operation on the rock. You think maybe they would be a little grateful?
Another thing that has not been directly attributed to your group.
Well, did
Of
they run
course.
that operation? Is that what are you saying?
The family, no.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but just nobody knows that
Oh,
we're the
yeah.
ones who did it.
Because we
Or
killed
if
everyone.
anyone does, they have not made that knowledge public. I have, of course,
only
said
one-
nothing about what you've told me.
Wasn't it an astral elf? Was the only one that got away?
From there, yes.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I remember it was some
Because all
kind
the
of
rest
elf.
of them came
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah, they were, because they were not with them. They didn't trust us, apparently.
Can't imagine why.
But in the end, Crowborn tells you that once the cargo has been verified that everything's there, he's going to pay you your gold for the job completed. In the end, everything is there, and you are paid 2,000 gold pieces for your work.
Was that all together or a piece?
Yeah, altogether.
So that's what, 400 a piece?
He tells you that he appreciates your assistance. If the next time he needs cargo transported, he will absolutely reach out.
Ask him if he knows where we can get some more muscle or weapons. We had some pirate problems out there.
Well, I can point you to some outfitters, shipbuilders who can help upgrade your weapons and your ship's armor, that sort of thing, if that's what you're looking for. You have the coin now, if you wish to do that. If you're planning on just operating out of the rock, I will, like I said, contact you the next time I have work for you myself. If you're looking for more crew, I would recommend checking the bars. Look wherever sailors tend to hold up. There's plenty at the Rook Rat.
Zolos, should we maybe, if we're keeping track of independent wealth, should we maybe make it so that it's like we only get 300 or 200 and then we'll pool the rest for ship repairs and other equipment and such?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We can do that.
Or the Rock Rat. Is it the Rook Rat? It's the Rock Rat.
So, 500 goes into the ship's coffers,
Sure.
and everybody gets 300.
Sure. That way we have stuff for like supplies and repairs and crystals and whatnot.
Well, I think that's an excellent place to end things for this evening, then. Our heroes have returned to the Rock of Vral. They've been paid for their job. They all have a little bit of spending money and some decisions to make. What are you going to do now? Decisions. Yeah, I know.
Decisions.
I slurred that one hardcore. Yeah,
Hey, it was my
decisions.
fault. I did it first.
Anyway,
put it out there.
Anyway, you got some decisions to make. Where you're going to go from here. The ultimate goal is to return to Loroupa. How are you going to do that? You got a couple people who's got bounties on their heads on the rock as well. So you got to keep that in mind. But y'all just hit level 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah, that's a good place to end things.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back in 2 weeks to find out what our heroes decide to do on the Rock of Vral and how they plan on progressing forward from here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Level 5, baby.
Ooh boy.
Goblin now.
Well, as always, I like to go around the table and have everybody tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. And Skarn, you're the one who did the recap, so why don't you go first?
All right. Well, you can always find me on Blue Sky at Nobody Adams. That's Adams with 2 Ds, like the family. Unfortunately, most of my projects are on hiatus right now on account of my computer is still in the shop. It's been almost 2 months now.
Ouch. I know that feeling. I understand your pain.
But yeah, so I'm still making semi-regular appearances over on Battle of the Blorbos podcast, the show where about 5 people each bring a character they care about and argue about who would do better in completely randomly generated scenarios, such as Warhammer's Gazgul Thraka versus Dr. Doom, who's more likely to get forklift certified.
Why not?
And just as a teaser, once the Patreon is up and running again, it's patreon.com/usweirdoscast, where you do get an advance week on our one of our shows, but also I do a queer book recommendation every week, which I feel like is important to mention right now. So since that's on hiatus for the moment, I'd just like to throw a shout out to Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki. It's about a violinist who promised 7 souls to hell in order to save her own, but when she finds the 7th, she's not sure she can go through with it.
Nice. Sounds interesting. Okay.
Also, there's aliens.
Side note, alien.
Side note, aliens. Right on. Lark, you're next.
Oh no, me? So hi, I am Serenity on the interwebs. Also Alyssa at Alyssa Crochets on Instagram, where I haven't posted in a good long while because 2024 was a fucking shit show. But I make crochet nerdy things like Strahd or Joe's character from our last campaign, Blood from a Stone, little dice bag or can cozy. Lots of stuff. Tiny fedora. Yeah, so there's that. I do commission work sometimes. Other than that, soon-ish, don't really know. If you're familiar with Enchanting Sorcery Productions, it looks like I'm going to be part of one of their upcoming shows, campaigns, projects.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fun times. Okay. Boomy, you're next.
Yo, I'm Dreezy Boomy. My name's KOINES. I'm a chef in real life. If you want to see any of the food I make, you can follow me on Instagram at SpiceLordCoins. And other than that, I'm on X and Blue Sky as Devil Fetish if you want to talk about games and stuff. And I'll be here every other Monday to do some wacky goblin shit.
Hells yeah.
Because that's what we're about.
Right on. Dr. Bloom, you're up.
Hi, everybody. I've been playing your favorite enabler, Dr. Ezra Bloom. You can find me on the internet at Static Bluester. Always happy to be here. Thank y'all.
Right on. Zolos, you're next.
I have been Zolos Vohnagath tonight. Name's Joe. Blood for Stone on Twitter. And then I'm also, we're not going to do it this Wednesday, obviously. But I am Corwin Oliver Goodwood on Curse of Strahd. We just escaped from Strahd. Well, he didn't kill us. And we very, very, very narrowly died. And he's biting the alchemist and like drinking him. But Corwin's alive, so that's all that matters, right? Yeah. So I guess 2 weeks from Wednesday we'll be back, and we'll get to find out what happens in the next leg of our journey.
Heck yeah.
Just wait till Cog finds out that Urzak and Delphine are sweet on each other. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with that.
Oh, it's called finally finding out?
He's going to. I think he's like witnessed a couple of little bits. But I'm sure as soon as they're back together, like he's gonna see that they're sweet on each other. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna involve a trip to the butcher to get some lamb skin, and I'll let you guess what is gonna come from that conversation.
Oh, God.
Oh,
God damn.
It's gonna be as awkward as I can make it, baby. I love
Yeah.
making Marty squirm.
That sounds about right. Well, as always, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me right here every Monday and Wednesday running crazy games for crazy people, and crazy shit just keeps happening. I don't know why, but it does. And you can find all that and more right here on Random Rhapsody on Twitch and on YouTube. I'm also on the tweets and the instas as @ScruffyWanderer, and pretty much anywhere else that that social media exists, you can find me under that name there. I'm on a lot of stuff. I don't post a lot, but I'm there. Yeah, you can follow me there. You can follow me right here. And this is what we do. So yeah. On behalf of everyone here in the Wayfinder crew and everyone with Random Rhapsody, I just want to say, thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, may the winds of Aether ever fill your cells. And good night.
Bye.
nice.